Hey, what's up, guys? So, tonight's video, I'm going to be reading one of Elliot Holtz's emails. You can subscribe to his email list on his website, I believe. But it's talking about the strength of a rational man. And so, like I said before, if you don't like me reading, just turn the camera off. I could care less. I will be talking about the email after this. So, it says that the rational man, examining himself, essays what is appropriate and useful for him, what is proper to the soul and beneficial to it, what is foreign to it. Thus he avoids what is harmful to the soul, being foreign to it, and separating him from immorality. Saint Anthony the Great. Boundaries, intolerance, exclusivity, these are traits of inherently masculine. These traits, yeah. In a world of abundance, as men, we must separate the good from the bad, the resourceful from the exhausting, what gives from what takes. But men's sharpness in the aspect of masculinity has dulled. We've been conditioned to be exclusive, tolerant, and accepting. This has opened the door for degenerate behavior, sluttiness, slut making, abortionist, defamation, socialism, and more bad behavior. Because what you tolerate, you encourage, and what we've encouraged immoral behavior for too long. To place this on a micro scale, here's an example. Imagine a man is out at a bar and he sees his girlfriend kissing another man. He leaves the bar angry. She chases after him, crying, apologizing, and promising she'll never do it again. He forgives her. The next week, he comes home from work early. He sees another man's shoes by the door. Sure enough, he walks into the bedroom. There's his girlfriend on top of another man. He leaves the house, but she chases after him, crying, apologizing, and promising she'll never do it again. He forgives her. You can see where this is going. Every time you tolerate bad behavior, you encourage it. And men who are tolerant are weak. They are the doormats in their relationships. They do not have boundaries. They're steeped on by other men and women. They become fat and unhealthy because they eat whatever food is in front of them. The strength of a rational man lies in the firmness of what he tolerates and what is intolerant of, what he allows into the body, what he avoids, the information he allows into his mind, and what he blocks it. Intolerance and exclusivity are the only ways to maintain strength in this degenerate world of overstimulation. I recognize the strength of the rational man is why I encourage men to sift through King with a final tooth comb, carefully analyze which behaviors will save them, which one won't, which practice or resourcefulness, which are a waste of time. I believe everything inside of a king is gold, but that's because I wrote it. But I recognize that every man is different place until different circumstances and knowledge with certain practices may vary. However, inside of king and you will find gold. You will find rituals that transform you to a king physically, energetically, physiologically. Right now, you can serve those rituals for half off. Yeah, so he's just promoting his king group, which I highly advise any man that wants to do that. They can, but this was a very powerful email. So he talks about boundaries and tolerance and exclusivity in this email, and I think it's a very powerful email because if you don't have boundaries and you're tolerant all the time, you're not a strong man. You need to have boundaries. You need to set those boundaries, and you need to say these are the things that I disagree with. These are things that I agree with, right? And don't let women overstep those boundaries, right? So, I'm still learning how to do all this, right? For a long time, I was a weak man. I was a weak man trying to please the world, trying to please others, and I'm still trying to get out of that beta mindset. And it's hard. Let me tell you, it's freaking hard, right? I don't have it all figured out. I thought joining the Marines would toughen me up, but it did in some sense, but in other ways, me being like a gentleman and different things like that has made me soft. And exclusivity, you don't allow certain people in your life, right, that overstep these boundaries, and they'll continue to overstep these boundaries all the time. And he says, in a world of abundance, as men, we have to separate this good from the bad, the resourceful from the exhausting, what gives and what takes. So, basically, the strength of a rational man, that's the biggest thing. It's like understanding that you need to have boundaries, intolerance, and exclusivity. And you need to also have different things that you're working on as a man, right? Like I'm working on this tech thing, and it's going to be hard, but it's going to challenge me, and I need that challenge. I need to step up to that challenge. I can't avoid that challenge, right? So these are the things that need to happen in order for me to be successful, right? So don't run away from challenge. Embrace it, embrace the challenge, embrace the suck. Pretty much is a Navy SEAL saying. So, that's all that I really have for tonight, man. I just wanted to come on here and tell you about the strength of a rational man. And just putting yourself out there and just being bold. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Excuse me. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. And if you're struggling with figuring out how to be a man, you can hit me up and I can give you some tips and tricks, and some things that, that can maybe help you in your journey, right? Not just stuff from Elliot Holtz, but just from other people like Jocko Willink or, guys that I look up to. I'm doing research all the time. I just ordered 3 books today, right? I'm getting into Jungian psychology about the archetypes of the king, magician, lover, and warrior. So, the strength of a rational man is boundaries, intolerance, and exclusivity. So, let's recap. So, boundaries meaning that you have boundaries for yourself and other people. Intolerance, don't be tolerant. Intolerance being that don't be a tolerant man. Have boundaries. Stand up for the things that you believe in and understand that these are the things that that you definitely believe in. And exclusivity, don't let just anybody into your life. So that's all that I have. And you guys take care. Done.